This is the study guide for section 3.6. It's on congruent angles. They tell you some information up here about vertical angles. Vertical angles are two angles that are non-adjacent that are made with two lines. So angle 1 and angle 3 are vertical angles. Also, angle 2 and angle 4 are vertical angles. We also know that vertical angles are congruent. So whatever angle 1 is, angle 3 is as well. Angle 2 and angle 4 are vertical, so they match also. Now notice how angle 1 and angle 3 are acute, and angle 2 and angle 4 are obtuse. So there's no way for angle 1 and angle 2 to be the same. But 1 and 3 match, 2 and 4 match. So we're going to look at this diagram down here, and we're going to identify our angles as adjacent, vertical, complementary, supplementary, or a linear pair. Here's angle 1 and angle 2. If it helps you to redraw those two angles, you can see that they're definitely adjacent, but they don't make a line. Their non-shared sides do not make a line. So they're not supplementary. They're not a linear pair. Angle 1 and angle 4 are made with these two lines right here. And notice how they're across from each other. Those are vertical angles. Angle 3 and angle 4, together they make this big angle, and notice how this big angle has this mark right there. These are definitely adjacent angles, and they're also complementary because they make that right angle. Angle 1 and angle 5, they're right next to each other. They share that side, that vertex. They don't overlap. They're adjacent. Also, they make this line. So they're adjacent, they're supplementary, and what do you call adjacent supplementary angles? That's what a linear pair is. So this small little exercise right here is very, very helpful because it allows you to look at a diagram where there's a lot of stuff going on and you can find angle pairs and their relationships. That's what we're going to be doing a lot in this section. So this is a good way to start. In number 5, we have two lines that cross, and we know one angle is 51 degrees. Well, we know its vertical angle is the same. And we also know the angle that's right next to it makes a linear pair with it. So 180 minus 51 gives you 129. And if you know this angle, its vertical angle must be the same. Really easy. When you know one angle, you know the other three when your diagram is just two lines crossing. Number 6, find x and y if the measure of angle CBD, that's this angle, is congruent to measure of angle FDG. That's this angle. So if this angle is 63, y is going to be 63. Notice its vertical angle is the one that has the x in it. That's also going to be 63. That's all you got to do there. Use what you know about congruent angles and use what you know about vertical angles. Okay, 7 through 10, definitely a little more to it. You have two lines that cross, so the diagram's simple, but notice how they give you the angle measures. That's a little more complicated. We have vertical angles right here. I'm going to put these arcs on here because I know vertical angles are the same. So whatever this is, it has to match that. So if you want to find x, that's a good way to start. That angle, 5x minus 15, and this angle, 3x plus 1, are equal. Solve for x. We're going to subtract 3x from both sides. Then we're going to add 15. And then we'll divide by 2. X is 8. Now, these other questions are asking you, well, what about the measures of these other angles? Well, take that value of x and plug it in. So I'll use my calculator, that way you can see what I'm actually typing in here. We want the measure of angle LAT. That's this big obtuse angle right here, 20x minus 8. Well, we know what x is. X is 8. So do 20 times 8 minus 5. So this angle is really 155 degrees. Number 9, they ask you for the measure of angle TAO. Well, you can find it pretty simply. You could just take 180 minus 155 at this point. But you can also plug in 3 times 8 plus 1. Gives you 25. Now, does that make sense with what I just said? Do these angles add up to 180? They do. How about the measure of angle PAO? Isn't that vertical with this one? So even though there was nothing there, there's no expression here for its measure, I know it's got to be 155 because it matches its vertical angle.